We know that Charlie is being treated in that area. I've reached out to media relations in the hospital to get more information as to what's happening. We don't have that yet, but throughout my time here, I've also seen people arriving almost knowing something was happening, whether they knew who Charlie was or had heard of him. Even on the road, some people commenting, supporting and hoping well for Charlie. This is still a very active scene. Charlie is a very popular political figure and certainly is catching the attention of a lot of people as they are concerned for his well-being. Right now, this is all we know, that he is in critical condition, and as soon as we get more information, I will bring that to you. Mary, Ron, back to you in the studio. Sounds good. Sounds good. They said that you have a drone. Are you allowed to fly over a hospital?
They are not letting us to be this property here at the just say that we are not a good spot right now to fly.
Yeah. My feet burn. I'm going to step on the grass.
So for now, turn off your mic, please. Just save some battery,
Yeah.
because I'm not sure.
Steven, you hearing me?
How you doing,
What's up?
sir?
Okay, yeah, we're just trying to get across to the campus. Okay, we'll do.
What are they saying?
He's just saying, wait, let us know when you're in a good spot. I'm listening to the show. So
Blake being on TV.
he was when we first got here. He hasn't been for a little bit. Let me see.
Which way?
I think this way.
Could go over there and get lots of flashy lights, but
Yeah, we can do a hit. I'm just trying to get to this guy, this kid. Oh, there we are. Of course, he's on the other side.
on the other side of campus.
Yeah. So if we just follow campus drives.
Steps. Put your family away, save battery.
What's that?
Save your battery. Should have brought a charger for that cord.
They should. Hopefully, more people will be coming in. Hey, Steven, you got me? So, do you need a hit from us? Because I have a couple witnesses, but we just have to walk to them. Okay. All right, sounds good.
up on top of over there. And then they just disappeared like 10 minutes ago. And it's just, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
You want to say this on camera?
No, I don't.
But yeah, what's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. Nice to meet
Good to
you.
meet
So,
you. Yeah.
hold on, let me see. Hey, Steven. You want to come to me at any point? We got a guy who is here. Let me just get some preliminary information.
Yeah, that's totally fine. All good.
Yeah, unless you want to go into whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
So real quick, just tell me what you saw in her right now.
So basically, I was about 20 feet away from her, about 15, 20 feet, staring directly from her. And I heard a shot. I didn't see him bleed immediately, so I thought it was a fake bullet, maybe a firecracker or something. Should we get? But,
Well, I just wanted to see, just so I know what to ask you.
Yes.
And I'm waiting for them to say,
okay,
we're going to come to you. So this is just
all good. Yeah.
You can practice a little.
Yeah,
bit.
that's good. Okay, sounds good. So basically, yeah, and then I just saw him fall over towards the left. So I knew he got shot on the right side. And we all crouched down for a good 5 seconds.
Okay.
And I was like, we gotta get out of here. So I was like, we gotta go. And I started yelling. And
Okay.
everybody started leaving. I lost all my friends, and it just came and found me.
All right, they're going to come to us right now.
Okay, sounds good. Wait, can I take my phone? Can you record this quick?
Yeah, I'm here with Andrew, who says he's about 20 feet away from the booth when all this happened. So Andrew, just walk me through what you saw, what you heard.
For sure. So basically, I just heard a shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, looked like it was on the right neck, and fell towards the left. Security took him immediately, and we all crouched down for a good 5 seconds. And in my head, I was thinking, wait, what are we doing? We got to get out of here. So I basically started yelling, guys, we got to go. And we just all started leaving. I left all my friends. We just lost all each other. And then I just came and found my host family's dad and office. Yeah. So I'm here right now outside of the campus, but it was insane.
How have you been? I mean, it's been a little while since this all happened. Are you still kind of, adrenaline's going, shaking up?
Basically, my heart's beating pretty fast. Adrenaline's there. It's really traumatizing. Definitely something that I've never witnessed before. I think a lot of the college students were there, even some teenagers and some kids with families. I think everybody's probably feeling about the same of how I feel right now. So.
I mean, just what are your whole thoughts on this? I mean, this event comes and people come out and show out not expecting this.
I'll be honest with you. I'm neutral, moderate, but you can debate, argue, disagree with whoever, but I think it's totally wrong to shoot an individual. Yeah, so I'm just trying to digest everything right now, but that's my thought at least. So
how long would you say it took for everyone to get out of the area?
Probably for a little bit. I think maybe like up to 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Yeah, everybody was packed, and there were only 2 entrances basically. Of what I've seen on the right side and the left side. So it took for a while, and there was a big chunk of people gathered together, and they were trying to leave throughout the door. So yeah, it was there for a while. Some people were actually trying to find who was a shooter there, and they were screaming and yelling, and yeah. But I was just trying to get out of the scene super quick. So.
Have you been able to make contact with anyone you were with?
I have. Everybody's safe with their families and friends. Yeah, and I called them, and they asked me if I was okay, and I'm fine, and everybody's doing okay. So, yeah. One shot. Yep. I just heard clear shot. Boom, and that was it. Yeah.
And I mean, as we're waiting for more information, what's kind of going through your head as you want more information too?
Yeah. Right now, like I said, I'm trying to digest everything, so I don't know if I can take more information down right now. But as soon as I know, I just hope everybody's safe, and especially a significant individual like Charlie Kirk that is willing to open up and speak at a university like this. I just hope everybody's okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Andrew. I appreciate you talking with us. And so we're here on campus, and it's a ghost town. We walked through a little bit. We got told to get out because right now it is on lockdown. And again, we're waiting for a little more information right at the front of the campus. There's just a sea of lights and police and law enforcement. So we're just waiting to get a little bit more information. And we're going to be out here on campus talking to more witnesses, more people. And when we get that, we'll bring that to you. But for right now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio. Cool. That was live.
Serious?
Yeah, that was
Oh my
great.
gosh, oh, thank you so much. I didn't think it was live.
Thank you.
I was in class.
looking left side towards his tent. So.
And what did you see?
I saw, at one moment, me and my buddy was having a good time just listening to what was going on, and then we just saw it. We heard a loud shot, a loud bang, and then I saw his body actually in slow motion kind of fall over. So
there were others who said that they saw blood on his neck. Did you see that?
I think we were a little too far up for me to see blood, but I did see his body look sort of lifeless going down.
And when that happened, then what was the next thing that you witnessed?
There were people just rushing. I was doing all I could to help him out, get him out, and just bodies everywhere.
Was there anyone rushing the stage to help Charlie Kirk?
My focus wasn't really on the stage. It was more on
worried about getting
out.
people out.
Yes, sir.
You were with some friends.
Yep.
You've had you've had a chance now to process it, talk about it. What are you saying? What are your thoughts about what happened here?
America just needs God. I pray really hard for Charlie and his family, but in conclusion, America needs God, and we need to come to a resolution with all this stuff. So, and I think we can put our faith in God, and we'll be better.
Was there pandemonium there?
It's a good way to describe it. Yeah, it was crazy. There's just bodies going everywhere, everyone running, fleeing the scene. So,
any of you also there in the crowd? You were in the crowd? You're okay. What's your name?
I'm Maddox.
Maddox. Yeah. Okay. So we had Max tell us that he saw Charlie Kirk fall in what seemed like slow motion after the shot. What did you witness?
So I didn't actually witness that. So my head was down. So I was trying down the loud pop, and then I just saw everybody running. So
we were told previously
mass shootings in America. He was asking Charlie Kirk about that, and then Charlie Kirk was going to pick up the microphone, and then he got shot.
So he hadn't even responded to the question when he was
so.
hit. This was not the first question of the event, right? How long had the event been going before the gunfire?
I'd say like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes.
And at that point, is there any yelling? Is there any screaming? Is there a good? Do you sense a good vibe in the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was a good vibe. I mean, there's always going to be parts, hecklers. There was a group that was, but for the most part, I'd say it was a generally good vibe. I didn't think anything crazy was going to happen, but
And how did Charlie Kirk appear to you prior to the gunfire? Did he appear to enjoy the banter with the crowd?
Yeah, he seemed to be getting into it. The crowd, everybody seemed to have a good view towards him. He was confident. He was doing his normal thing, his normal debates.
You wanted to hear him speak.
Yeah, I wanted to hear him speak.
You like the give and take between Charlie Kirk and college students.
Yeah.
You can see it all over the internet.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It's entertaining, but yeah, at some point, you can't be doing that.
Who else was in the crowd here? No? No. You were behind. Now you were behind. You said Charlie Kirk was speaking. You were about 30 feet behind him?
Yeah. So they had the underpass, and then there were some cars parked that was taped off area. I was just standing right behind the taped off area to try to listen better, because I just wanted to hear what he had to say.
Could you hear anything that was going on?
Yeah, I could hear what was being said, but it was, it happened pretty quick.
Was the question, as it's been described to us so far, something about mass shootings?
Yeah, I didn't really hear that question. I kind of came in a little late, so I heard the question before it, but from what I understand, it was about I do know a question was asked about shootings on campus and gun violence.
Why did you want to be here today for this?
Honestly, I just like listening to other people's opinions, and Charlie Kirk's a very God-fearing man, and I have a lot of respect for what he does, and so I wanted to listen to what he had to say and just learn more about debates, and just have a better understanding of of our country and kind of political views and stuff like that.
And for the first 15 minutes, you thought you were getting that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I mean, I was with one of my buddies, and we kind of just talked, and we thought it was cool because there was so many people, and we thought it was cool to have so many people around there to just debate. We didn't think that it was going to turn so violent so quickly.
And as part of the debate, you know, was there any fun to it? Was it lighthearted?
Yeah, I mean, it's always hard to tell what people's intentions are, but it seemed like it was lighthearted, you know. There's a lot of chants, you know, some for him, some against him, but never did I think that it was going to turn violent. You know, it's something where you feel like you're safe on campus, and then it changed really quickly.
So you had a perspective unlike others that we have spoken with. They were facing him, you're behind him.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a sense as to where the gunshot came from?
From the right side. So if he was sitting here and looking out, it was from the right side.
From the right side.
Yes, sir.
Do you have the sense that it was close or from the back of the crowd?
Honestly, it sounded close, but I also don't know what kind of gun it was. Guns sound differently from different ranges, and so I don't know how close the gunshot was, but it sounded super close to where I was.
What about the evacuation of campus? What were you told? What did people tell you you had to do?
So we just ran. I play baseball here, so we just ran to the field and got with the coaching staff, and they just had a shelter in place, and they just said, stay sheltered until basically you're informed otherwise. And then they said that we got a text on our phone saying that the shooter was detained and that the police are investigating right now, and then we were told that we're okay to leave.
So we have some information from the Associated Press just now that the suspect who has been arrested or was arrested has now been released, and apparently that person is not believed to be the shooter. So there's some confusion out there, and it might mean that whoever fired the shots is still at large.
It's terrifying. I don't know what to say. I hope they catch him. He took him. He tried to take a man's life who has a family, who has a kid. Nobody deserves to die for something where, I mean, everybody has different beliefs, and that's okay. That's what makes us human, and nobody deserves to get killed for having a belief that's different than someone else.
You know, when you play collegiate baseball, this is for many people. I played baseball too, but never at the college level. This is the big leagues, if you will. There's a lot of competition, and you try as hard as you can, but to resort to violence like this, deadly violence, that takes it to a whole different game.
Yeah, no, this is something that I've never experienced before, and I never want to experience ever again. You know, it's just terrible.
May I get your name, sir?
It's Luke Kimmel.
Luke.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Luke,
Yes,
very
sir,
much.
thank
So we've heard more here just now from the members of the UVU baseball team, and some reaction as well to that new information from the Associated Press that whoever was taken into custody has now been released. There is, and you can look here, you can see the police presence in the parking lot. Again, we are very close to the baseball field where the baseball players had sheltered in place until a few moments ago. There is a police presence, but I got to tell you, I think it was much more relaxed when we walked over from this location, maybe 4 or 5 blocks, 15, 20 minutes ago. Nobody stopped us. We did see police officers, but no one was telling us that we couldn't go any further, that we had to stay where we were or turn around and go back to the south end of the campus, even in fact off campus. Nobody said that. So the situation, I think, after the word that there was a suspect in custody, may have been relief here. Now that things have changed, that it may be a very different story. We'll let you know what we experience going forward. Live at UVU, Brian Malahi, KUTV2 News. We can, yeah, we could go over there, but hello chefs. Hello chefs. You up on this, up at the quad for this?
No, we were all in class.
You were all in class? Okay. Well, what did they tell you when you were in class? Did they Did you get a text or something?
We got emails, but not till after Chef told us.
We got like emails and texts like from the school itself saying like what was going on, that we are in lockdown, and then just stay where we were. And
Okay. They just let you leave now?
we got the okay to leave campus now.
So we
But just barely.
understand that there was a shooter. They thought the AP is saying that the shooter, the guy that was arrested, may have been released now. So it's possible the shooter may still be out there. We don't know.
That's the information we've been told too.
Oh,
is
really?
that the guy that they initially grabbed was not the right guy, and that the shooter is still.
Who told you that?
That's just what the. That's what our instructor told us. She said that the school today was. That's the information we've been given.
Well, that changes things, doesn't it?
I mean, we don't know anything really for sure. That's just the information we've been given.
Is anyone nerving?
I mean,
It's going to not be resolved.
it's incredibly unnerving to think that we have to just about the school tomorrow. Something like this happened on campus. Or something.
If I could ask you a question. You guys can come too. Come on, we need more music. Thank you. I dropped my phone in the middle of that.
Saw that.
That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's.
It's
Here, come a little closer to me.
Cinema Verite.
Yeah. Are we doing a live?
I think we'll do it live. Yeah, I let them know. We have an interview. What is your name, sir?
Luke.
Luke what?
Luke Kendrick, yeah.
Kendrick?
Mm-hmm.
Kindrick?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You're in the culinary arts
Yeah,
program?
the culinary arts program.
Oh, that's beautiful. Great. I love that. I think that's, you must be having fun.
I mean, it's a great program. It's a fun campus to be on.
What do you want to do when you're done?
I'm not really sure yet.
Okay. Yeah.
To be determined.
So. Okay, we have an interview with Luke Kendrick. Yeah.
You want to join me, Sid?
What's happening?
We're talking about the shooting today
Okay.
on the news. Talking about the shooting. And are you all in the program?
We are.
Yeah, these are all my classmates.
Okay. Okay. We're hearing, at least there's a report, that the person they thought was the gun person, is not, potentially, and has been released. So that maybe changes things. We're in the middle of the campus, and the shooter may be at large.
Yeah, that's the information we've been given as well. So,
Okay.
but we haven't been given a ton of information yet about the shooting.
Yeah.
And we were also given permission to leave, so I'm not sure what that means about the state of the lockdown. But
Yeah. Okay. They were giving you permission to leave. You
They
could
were
go.
giving us permission.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad. Thanks. We're going to do a little interview right now, pretty soon, and you're all welcome to participate. Luke will do it.
Luke
You two
is
are-
a great spokesperson.
Well, he's good, but he might need some moral support. Anyway, so thank you for stopping. Thank you for sharing. I do appreciate it.
Well, take a step this way, please. Or you can stay where you are. Yeah.
Oh, here come the cops.
course.
Shouldn't even ask these kids to be on that. I'm serious.
Okay.
What channel are you with?
Channel 2. You're welcome to call. I mean, and I'm happy to have a discussion with you too, but.
No, I don't want to be on it.
No, I
This is a
understand.
bad day. This is sad.
No, it's very sad. It's very sad. Oh, he's passed away.
Of course.
So President Trump is saying that he's passed away. We don't have that confirmed.
I'll call you back when you give me something.
Thank you for stopping. Thank you for staying.
Wait a minute.
Hi.
How are you? Good.
Yeah. Trump, President Trump is saying that he's passed away. The man who was shot, Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
All right, good.
When was this? Oh. Alright, can I watch?
Was that one of your instructors? I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
That's our instructor.
that's your instructor. Okay. Ladies, do you care to talk to us too, or no?
About
This.
this. I don't. See what Luke said. Yeah, let's see what he said.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Just be a minute.
Of course. I mean, I love UVU and I love this school. So.
Okay, all right. They're coming to me in just 1 minute.
No worries.
Well, in a few minutes. Sorry, I don't want to. I wish I controlled the narrative, but I don't. So he was a young father, and Trump is saying that he has died. We don't have that confirmed from anybody else, but that's what they're saying. So, did you give any? Okay, the AP is now saying that. Did you have any interest in going to this today?
No, I didn't even know it was happening.
Really?
Until I got here today.
You're so focused on what you do.
Yeah, I mean, I cook all day, every day. It's what
Yeah,
I do. So.
yeah. Well, it's important. Yeah.
I love what I do, so I didn't really have any interest.
Well,
I didn't even know. I don't really know who Charlie Kirk is. So.
Yeah. Okay. And Luke, I don't know if you could maybe come a little bit closer. That'd be great. Okay.
Yes.
I don't want that to distract you. It'll be like 20 seconds off.
Okay. Too much air.
Shoulder.
Well, we're right here, and everyone's just kind of shocked that this has happened and getting that news that he has died. But we're here with two people, Gavin and Tegan, who are just right there when this all happened. In fact, Gavin, you said you were right in the first row. Just tell me a little bit of what you saw and what you heard.
It was right when the question about gun violence was posed, and you just hear this pop, and you're like, what is going on? Is this real? And right away, people started laying on the ground. Everyone started praying. That was one thing that we all just instinctively did. And then we started running. But in my head, I was looking right at Charlie, and you could just see his neck just bleeding. And so we didn't know, and we just ran and got out of there. But it was a blessing to get out safe, and yeah.
Just how was it like when everything happened? I know you said that your sister was a little bit away from you. Was it scary not knowing what had happened?
Yeah, no, after I was like, I'm okay, I instantly went to my sister. I'm like, where's my sister? Started screaming for my sister, and we ran inside, and we were running up and down the halls, and it was just like, what is going on? Why isn't everyone running? Why are we getting out of here? But I had found my sister, and I just knew if I made sure she was safe that everything would be okay. So that was probably my one thought that was driving me then, but yeah.
What's you still have the adrenaline still pumping? Like, have you been able to digest everything, or are you still just kind of, this is so surreal?
Yeah, no, it's a little surreal. Like, especially then, it felt like a dream. I'm like, this isn't real. And, but I've been called by multiple friends, family, so I've been able to talk about it and just kind of process it, and just a lot of support right away, and seeing all the other students around campus, praying with each other, just crying with each other, because it's gonna last for a minute, but yeah.
So you heard one shot, you said you might have seen some gun smoke, and just you saw him get hit. Just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you hear the pop, and I just saw the blood gushing, and in my head I saw some smoke right there, and it wasn't very loud. I thought it was a balloon or something, but they grabbed him, and he kind of fell back in his seat, and it was a little weird, but yeah.
And then let's go over here to Tegan. You were working, and you just saw kind of the aftermath of people coming out. Just talk to me and walk me through what you saw and heard.
Yeah, so I was working an event on campus, and I was in the hallway that led directly to where the courtyard was, and all of a sudden I just saw this massive mob of people running towards us, and there were people screaming, there were people crying. It was very, like he said, very surreal and heartbreaking. And people just started saying, like, get him out, and because I was wearing a name tag and like a uniform, someone came over to me and was like, we need your help getting everyone evacuated. So I just started getting people out of the building as much as I could. And then at one point, there was this family that came up to me, this woman, and she told me that her son was trapped in a room. Two of her sons were trapped in a room by themselves. One was 11 and the other one was younger. And they couldn't get out, and she refused to leave campus until she was reunited with them. So it took a while, and we had to go talk to a lot of people, work with the police, but finally we were able to track someone down with the key to open up the door, and we reunited the family, and they were able to leave. So that was a silver lining amidst the tragedy of the event.
Well, what about you? Just how are you feeling? Is adrenaline still pumping for you? You're still trying to process everything?
Yeah, for sure. I think these things take time to process. It was interesting in the moment. I feel like my emotions kind of shut off, and it was more so like, okay, how do we get everyone out? How do we help people be safe? And then it wasn't until I got back to my apartment and saw one of my friends who was also there that I kind of just collapsed into his arms. We both just started sobbing. So like, how could something like this happen?
And now, you were standing here when we heard the president confirm that Charlie did die. Just what are your guys' reactions to that, Gavin?
It's sad. He has a family, and I've watched his content for a while, and he's a caring guy. And just, you don't think stuff like this happens in Utah. You don't think it happens at your school, and then it does, and it's life-changing, but there's a lot of hope. We're really blessed to live in this community, and there's a lot of hope and a lot of faith that will help us all get through this. And so, yeah.
What about you? What are your thoughts on the news that he did die?
Over and over in my head, all I can think is there is no place in our world for political violence. It is devastating what happened, and it cannot be repeated. And we have to work to create a community that is more willing to communicate, because violence isn't the answer. We have to collaborate on these issues. No matter if we disagree, no matter what side of the aisle we are a part of, we need to collaborate, because then things like this happen, people get hurt, and this should never happen in our community, in our world.
Well, just the shock of this happening here at UVU, at your school. I mean, we've talked with a lot of people where Charlie has done this a lot of different campuses, and I'm sure a lot of people thought, UVU would come just like those ones, but to happen here, just how shocking is that for you?
It's super shocking. You think we're a more conservative crowd. We got lots of BYU kids coming down, and so there's a lot of support. Didn't seem like there was many people protesting against what he was saying, but that it could happen here. And definitely, I'm a freshman here at UVU, so I'm still new to the school, and I'm getting used to everything. So it was just like, this is my school from now on. But
and just lastly, what are your thoughts on this happening here at UVU?
It's heart-wrenching. I think we as a school and as a student body work really hard to make it a safe place, a place of belonging. We have a lot of third spaces, people who don't feel like they quite fit in the community. I think it's a beautiful place, and the fact that something so tragic would happen, an act of violence so criminal would happen on our campus, is quite disheartening.
Well, thank you guys for talking to us and sharing your stories. And again, guys, we are here just across the street from campus. There is just some people, the police are blocking the area, not letting people go there, of course, as they still go through the campus and just try to search for everything. So we're going to keep an eye out and see if there's any movement over here, if we hear anything. And when we do, we'll bring that to you here. But for right now, reporting live from UVU, David Ochoa, KUTV 2 News. Thank you. All right, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys
for
what you do.
This is tough, man.
Sure, I'm going to wave. You see my hand in front. You see a SWAT truck. Should be a SWAT truck. Blinking lights, SWAT truck. Pretty definable. No worries. Okay. All right, Josh, let's give this a go and see if they can get our levels. You want the SWAT over my shoulder, Josh? I know. We got to get it done.
Yep.
It's okay.
Here we go. Let's do.
Oh, I got sun on my face. That's good.
Yes. Yeah, this is good right here, Shnee.
Okay. Let me know if you guys have us. I'm wearing a blue blazer, white jacket, white shirt. SWAT truck right behind us. No worries. We're missing your money shot, though. I feel bad. All good. Yep, that's me. Let me know if you get levels and stuff. Check, check, check. Mic check 1, 2. Whatever you'd like, whatever we can do. You want me to keep you on the phone? Okay, I'll just put the phone on the ground right now, so I won't be able to hear you, okay? You good? Or actually, Josh is going to take it. Here we go. Yeah, 1 second, guys. If that's okay, just 1 sec. Right when we're done here. Be happy to talk. Okay, Josh, can you hear him? Yeah.
Let's check the level, Steve.
Yes, mic check 1, 2. You're going to miss your SWAT. Check, check, check. SWAT over my shoulder. Can you ask them if they're confirming Charlie Kirk is dead? If they're confirming that?
Are we confirming that Kirk?
They're saying yes? Okay. Missed it. Yeah. Okay. They're good now? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Students running from campus here at Utah Valley University as a shot rang out in the early afternoon hours, striking political activist and well-known speaker Charlie Kirk, who was in Utah for multiple events. Students running in all directions. An event goer I spoke to said he was just feet away from Kirk as he walked up to that stage. He was there to network with some of Charlie Kirk's staff and try to do something good, as he told me. Students not feeling very confident about the situation as police are walking the campus. Loaded with, let's do one more time, sorry. I'm going to keep it short, keep it really short. Let's do, what's he want?
Students.
Only students. I can't hear him, so, okay. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Students scattering after a single gunshot rang out in the early afternoon hours here at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. That single shot striking the neck of Charlie Kirk. We'll do it one more time. Students only. 3, 2, 1. Students running away from a central point of gathering in the Utah Valley University campus for where Charlie Kirk was scheduled to speak. He was just minutes into his speech when he was shot in the neck. Students absolutely scattering all throughout campus as police now scattering to try and search for a suspect. A student I was speaking to said they were hoping to have positive dialogue and exchange ideas when Charlie Kirk came to town, but everything was shattered after he was shot. Notes?
One more time for fun.
One more time for fun. Okay. 3, 2, 1. You good, Josh?
Yes.
Students on the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah scattering after a gunshot striking Charlie Kirk. We'll do one more time for safekeeping. 3, 2, 1. Students scattering across the Utah Valley University campus in Orem, Utah after a single gunshot was fired towards political activist Charlie Kirk as he was beginning a speaking engagement. Thousands pouring into campus, thousands pouring out. A student I spoke to said they were there to exchange ideas and get a better understanding of the dialogue in today's country. But all of that shattered as soon as Charlie Kirk was shot. Those students scrambling for cover across campus. Second one?
Yeah, the second one.
Nice.
Brian's still here, yeah.
Thanks, guys. That work for you? You guys are great. Thanks so much. Call anytime. Be well. Take care. Bye. I'm here and ready for you. Oh, I haven't gotten a phone call from her, so I will. Do you need me to call her first and then dial in? And what are we doing? Okay, we'll have a live interview with a kid who wants to talk. Okay, bye. Hey, one more phone call, then you can join me live when we're up. Okay. Okay. Were you at the event today?
I was at the event. We go to high school right over there.
Okay. What's your name?
I'm Sam Ellis. Nice to meet you.
I'm Brian Schnee. Nice to meet you, Sam. Glad you're safe. Yeah.
No, we were at this pizza party right next door. Where they do Wolverine Wednesday. They have pizza, and then we're walking outside, and then we hear screams.
Well, we'll talk about it in one sec. Can you hang tight for a sec?
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. Hey, we're at the corner of 8th South and 8th West. We're on the opposite side of campus, just where a block is. You want me to send you a pin? Sorry, I didn't get a call from you. I would have called you right away. My apologies. Yeah, I'm on 8th West and 8th South, right next to a meeting house. On the opposite side of some of the large campus buildings. Do you want me to drop you a new pin? Happy to do that. Yeah, no problem. Oh, that's fine. I have to get up anyway and boot up and talk to them. I'll send you a pin real quick. And if we have to move to you, we can do that, Heidi. We can get out on foot. So just... Yeah, they were just here. They moved on. They cleared all the houses and the cars and everything over in this area. So they're making their way. Okay, bye. Okay.
So what's going on here?
I'm going to use your stick mic first for this live interview, so I'm going to turn this microphone off. I'm going to give it to you as well. Thanks for hustling with that.
I get it.
No worries.
This is first time I've been having to do anything CBS, national.
Hey, I just wanted to make sure they were good. That's why I was hoping to take it when we had the. You guys have me here? You guys have me here?
And I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Okay.
Thank you for talking to us. I'm
yelling.
sorry.
Why did you,
That was, yeah.
Can you turn on your volume? I think it turned off.
Hey, Stephen, if you can hear me, we're ready to chat. Okay, might just be a minute. You can come over here if you want to. Doesn't bother me. Feel free. Stay in the shade if you want. I have to bake out here. It's just kind of how it goes. What school do you go to, Sam? Nice. Yeah. How long you been going there?
2, 3. This is my 3rd year.
Nice. Do you like it?
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were there a bunch of students, your classmates, that came over? Or?
We were walking back and just kept seeing UCAS kids, and we were like, oh my gosh, and they were like, oh, I was right here when it happened. I was right here. Everybody dug.
So it was a mix of college kids and obviously some UCAS kids.
Yeah, and my cousin, he goes to Skyridge, and one of the government teachers, they said that if you came here for this thing, that you could get extra credit. So I know there was a bunch of like Skyridge kids here too.
Okay,
A bunch of other high schools.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. I can't even
talk for a second, then Sam, I'll just call you in. Okay? So take a half sec. You're good. You're good. Josh can even give you a little push.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me just kind of tap on that.
Yeah. They're switching frame 6. Well, Jimmy and Mark, we've actually been in this area for about an hour, and I want to share some of the things that we've seen. So this location right here is 8th South, 8th West. We're right on the corner with the Meeting House, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, that just is right across the street from campus. And this area was very busy just about 15 minutes ago with SWAT and local officers that were combing cars, looking in windows, going into buildings, checking everything they could. And Mark, I heard you mention they may not know who this person is that they're looking for. They were often checking their cell phone when they were looking at people, looking at, as I was on the other side of the street, they were checking a phone as if it were something that they had a picture of this individual, maybe a reference point. So just to clarify, they've been looking for someone, and I do have the idea, just by what we saw with body language, that they probably have a good idea of who that person is. However, extremely active here with the DPS helicopter circling campus as well. I want to bring in Sam real quick. Sam just popped over here to the area as we were getting set up to talk to you. And Sam, you go to a local high school, you go to UCAS, and you were telling me there's a lot of high school students that were here today. What did you witness today?
I was standing right outside the glass walls next in the food court, and everybody just started running in and screaming. The girls were crying. It was just insane. People were saying there was a shooter. Me and my friend, we were just like, holy cow, what is going on? We just ran out the back doors and just went back to school. And then everything got locked down. They're not letting kids leave right now. It's just crazy.
Now, when did you hear about Charlie Kirk coming to campus, and why did you want to see him?
My friend Derek, he actually sent me a reel on Instagram about Charlie Kirk coming about a week ago. And then my cousin recently was telling me about how he can get extra credit if you go and see Charlie Kirk at this event. And
that was from a local high school, correct?
Yeah, and it was from Skyridge, I know, was getting extra credit. And so I knew a bunch of like high schoolers that were going there, and everybody was coming down. And it was also Wolverine Wednesday, so there was pizza. It was just so many, it was just crazy.
Where were you? You heard the shot, is that correct? Where were you when you heard the shot?
I was inside UVU still. I was walking out the glass doors.
Okay, and when you walked out, you mentioned just people, I guess, in panic, screaming and running in all directions?
Yeah, it was just insane.
How are you processing what you saw? I mean, you've been walking around kind of milling about. There's a lot of students that are walking around milling about, but it's been a few hours now. How are you kind of recounting the day's events here and processing all of that internally?
I'm still shaken. It's hard to process because I'm just sitting in class and they're like, oh my gosh, he's announced dead. He's died, and it's just insane. And then we're looking at these videos because there's videos of him being shot. It's just I feel like I'm still in shock right now. It's just insane.
What did you want to hear from Charlie? You were excited to hear him speak, right?
I don't know a lot about Charlie, but I was just interested in what other people were going to say to Charlie and what was going to happen. And something happened, which is just insane.
Anything else you want to share with us today? Thanks for a few minutes, and glad you're okay.
I don't know. I just feel like it was something that totally could have been stopped. They would have maybe checked bags or done something to protect him. And because they had cops above on the walkways. They had cops above on the walkways who were stopping what I assume people from throwing stuff down towards him. So I wonder why there wasn't any level of security taken to stop people around, like in front of him or anything like that.
So you didn't see any true security measures other than maybe from afar, is that correct?
Yeah, it was just, there was not a lot of cops there. I've seen more cops at UVU during sporting events than right now, which is, and this is the most amount of kids I've ever seen at UVU. Just insane.
Thanks for coming over and talking. I'm glad you're okay, and thanks for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And I hope obviously you're able to process everything that took place here. It's very heavy. When you watch officers walk around campus here still, I mean, this is hours later, Is there a level of fear for you, knowing that maybe they're still looking for somebody, or are you okay and just kind of going about your business?
I thought we were fine until they said they got the wrong guy and he's still out. And now there's all these cops by my school, and I saw the SWAT team from our window, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, this is so much realer than I could have imagined. It's just insane.
Anything else you want to add while I have you, Sam?
I think that's everything, man.
Thank you for your time. Yeah. Be safe. Get back to school. All that good stuff. Okay, so we're still trying to obviously gather the perspectives of what took place today. Sam was very open and honest with a lot of those things that he was talking about, a lot of those similar things that we have heard from. I spoke with a gentleman about 45 minutes ago who was here not as a student, but he was here as a father. That was his platform he was here for. He wanted to talk with Charlie Kirk's team about starting a new initiative. He liked some of the values that Charlie brought to the table and some of the pieces of the conversation that Charlie was able to portray, and did not get that opportunity to speak with anyone in this team, but Charlie actually walked right in front of him and he shared a video with me. I do want to just show the area where we're at right now. So Josh, if we could just kind of pan off. At the corner of this intersection, officers have been directing traffic. Just in this area that this intersection is where that SWAT team came out of campus and split up in both directions. They were going into some of these homes, they were knocking on doors, and even, Josh, if you could pan back towards where our vehicle is, back towards this way, they were combing some of these houses here and going up towards the doors, asking people, do you have any surveillance video? Do you have any doorbell camera? And they were handing people cards, and I went up and spoke to some of those individuals. I believe they're students that were in one of those homes there, that were renting one of the homes. So this is still a extremely fluid situation. They are trying to find this individual that allegedly committed this act. And at this point, we're still seeing an active police presence here. But Jamie and Mark, we will be out here obviously all afternoon and early evening hours. And we hope to learn some updates as they're trying to compile some more of that information to get out with everybody. So what do you need from me? Just a static shot from Josh? For CBS, they already have that. They rolled on it. Yeah, they have it. I'm happy to stand and talk. Are you okay with that? Yeah, okay. Just tell me when you're ready to go and we'll do something. I'll do a standard tag out as well for them. Okay. The only problem is I have this mic flag on. Hold on. I'm going to switch to a lav, Kurt. Hold on. Okay, let's record another. Yep. Kurt, can you hear me? Okay, I'll record something for you. 3, 2, 1. Students scattering across the Utah Valley University campus in Orem after a single gunshot rang out in the early afternoon hours, striking political activist and conservative Charlie Kirk in the neck. We've learned that Kirk has since died. Those students telling us, as I spoke to them, they were there to hear the freedom of the exchange of ideas and a dialogue and an understanding, something that Charlie Kirk does all over the country. This was the beginning and the first stop on his tour. He was scheduled to have another here in Utah. As of this afternoon, police still combing the campus, police still looking for a suspected shooter in all of this. just moments ago, they were in this intersection right behind me with SWAT personnel combing through cars and knocking on doors and trying to check through the area to see if there was any sign of an individual. And we do get the sense they knew exactly who they were looking for. They were looking down at a cell phone as they were watching people walking by to try and match perhaps a description or a face to see if anyone was just walking by gingerly on the outskirts of campus. Reporting from Orem, Utah, I'm Brian Schnee. Okay, Kurt. Thank you. All good.
Brian walked away for a minute. This is Josh. I'm still just kind of chilling next to the camera for now.
I might get an interview, but that's fine. Said the buy building? I don't know what that means. Buy, B-U-Y. Well, you can't get this and that?
You left me.
Terrible, terrible. I leave to read Grace. 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 What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you producing right now?
No, I'm reporting right now.
Oh, you are for who?
Daily Herald newspaper.
Oh, cool.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I've been meaning to reach out to you. Yeah, good to see you. Yeah, the press conference is expected to take place in the next 20 minutes or so, just behind me, and we'll bring that live to who's going to have that, and we'll be able to find
Double side.
That's okay, I was just sitting.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to make space because there's like no room over there.
Hey, Ben, will you text them that the microphone podium is on channel 1? Yeah. And you're on channel 2. Yeah, so if you go to the camera. No, I mean, it's okay. It's hard, I gotta go, because I gotta, if I have to run on stage. No, I just like, even over there, there's less space. Yeah. They don't have a box. They don't have a box. So we're all sending links up there.
Wait, there's no box. So you said 7, Mike?
I'm going to tuck some of this around.
Appreciate dropping right there. They want to go to me live too to set this up. Okay. Is your mic on? It can be.
Yeah, Jared, do you have a tie? Like a mic tie, you know?
I'm going to just fasten one together. I don't want this big one where he's standing. You have yours.
I have mine, but there's no XLR.
As long as we have what we need.
That's what I'm saying.
What is going on here? I have no idea what
Did we find out if we can control these lights? It looks good to me. It looks good on camera.
I feel like I'm just going to use that. Perfect.
I really hope he doesn't have papers.
I'm not.
Can we find that out?
Find what out?
If he has,
I would say
we didn't print anything.
I'll message them and say that figure that out. So.
Double check that there's no XLR.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
Is this yours, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. Drew, do you want to pull it and I'll take it down for you?
Yeah.
I don't see.
Check.
However you
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check. 1, 2, 3. Check. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool.
I don't see any XLR hookups, so.
So that little snack. Campus shut down on the door for a while.
Oh,
so in order for a guy to get in, you have to have an escort.
Oh, okay. It seems like everyone's getting pretty.
Okay. Do you want to turn the light on or no? Okay. I do. Yes, there's a mic on the podium as well. Right, Drew? That we're on that. Okay. Okay. Probably good now. I mean, okay.
Is there a Rick Cody Peterson here? Driver's license. One of those days.
We know that the governor is going to speak. We understand that a spokesperson for the State Department of Public Safety is going to speak. And just looking in the room here, this is an auditorium in a UVU building. I'm also seeing a representative of the Attorney General's office. So we expect that we're going to hear a great deal about how tragic this is, how much sorrow the state has for this. But we also, certainly everybody here has questions about who, why, where, from where do the shots come from? We have a number of questions that really have not been answered so far today, and there has been a sense of sort of a zigzag quality. I'm not blaming anybody for this because it's fluid, it's extremely fluid. A zigzag quality of this. Yes, we have a person in custody. No, we don't have a person in custody. Or we release that individual. We think the shooter may still be at large. So it has been not entirely clear today. So if we can clear up some of those issues, if we can get a chance to ask a few more questions about, Governor, what is being done from the state's perspective here? What resources have been committed to this? What answers does the state need to have? How soon can we get those answers? What particular efforts are being directed toward the person who fired the shot and any of the surrounding circumstances about that individual? We heard a great deal recently about, for instance, the mass shooter at the Catholic school in Minneapolis after the fact. How are we going to be getting those answers? How soon will we be getting those answers? What about the FBI and ATF, the State Bureau of Investigation? Those are also questions that the governor may be in a position to answer, and DPS perhaps more specifically. So this news conference is set to begin in about 7 or 8 minutes here at UVU, and we will bring it to you live. Reporting live for now, Brian Malahi, KUTV 2 News. Sure. I'm thinking back to a couple things, Mark, and you will probably remember these. I'm sure you'll remember these events. The Rocky Anderson, former mayor of Salt Lake City, Sean Hannity debate at the University of Utah, right? That was a spirited, hour-and-a-half long, roughly, discussion, and it was as cordial and civil as you could be. Exactly right. It was civil. People didn't necessarily agree with what they were hearing on either side of that debate. There were some people who were very supportive of Sean Hannity, some people very supportive of Rocky Anderson, but it was very civil. And the idea that you would have violence at that was unthinkable. Ben Shapiro at the University of Utah, again, a conservative figure. Some say he's a polarizing figure. I don't think anybody doubts his intellect. A very bright guy. But there were protests at the University of Utah before Ben Shapiro had his presentation. Again, civil presentation, and a civil debate and an event that went off without any hint of violence. To have this right now, I think this in many ways is a turning point, I suspect, in terms of how many times are we going to tolerate this kind of stuff? How long are people going to say, listen, you know what? We need some real answers. Not prescribing what those answers are, but we can't just go on like this. This has got to stop. And I think in those circumstances, we're better than this. We're a lot better than this. Yeah, we've been here a long time. We know what the people of this state are all about, and they're good. And to have this kind of thing happen it's more than a black eye. A black eye almost does, is almost dishonoring the life of Charlie Kirk, and we don't want to do that. But it certainly is something that people are going to be asking about. What the heck is happening in Utah? What is it about Utah that would lead to this? And maybe those are unfair questions, but I think they are the questions that people are going to inevitably ask.
You want to try plugging this one into the box up there? Yeah, sure. Try that. See if we have a way to do that. I've got a couple more cables. I don't know. Yeah, then at least we have a malt box. I mean, if that's, yeah. Not as of yet, still approximately 4 p.m. Ben, are they going to go to you right at the top? I don't know. Okay. Julia, are we still ETA 4 p.m.?
Actually, now that I look at the time.
You want to get that connected, and I've got another. This is, yeah, I've got one here. I had a feeling. That's why I was on the cable. What?
Thanks again.
Stream salty. No, you can't press water. Manual's the best. So I parked at the gas station, so I was like, I was going to get water. And I saw the whole thing. I was like, I bet you never drink water. And I had my cart, so I ran it over. I will say, Joe, that restroom over there, because this guy didn't even get a second battery. I didn't know. But I didn't know what the He's got about one case of water. One button. You're right. You know what though? He's gonna get you back one of these days as far as something amazing. I don't know what that is. I believe. He's gonna shoot it in. Andrew has his gun story. He's gonna bring you a Big Mac one day when you're like just eating it. Just people are like, look at these. Yep. Well, I don't know where's your mic plug? If you need to jump in. Yeah, you got a mic there? Because I may just have to apply yours.
Start doing it.
Yeah, we just want to sit it down here.
Nice to see you. Good to see you. Thank you.
Sounds good. Powering up the microphone.
But that's right before me. So everyone take out the top there. Yeah. Well, it's in Asia too. Give me a gap. I was like, why did I say that? I'm an idiot. So they
There. To tell. Hard to tell. Let's see. They don't seem to be like at attention, so I don't know. Sorry.
5 minutes because they're setting up. They're figuring out all this audio shit.
Yeah. Yeah. What's that?
I need to go get a drink of water.
Okay.
Just out the drink on. I'll be right back. I'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Okay. All right. I'm going to stand in front of the camera in case they do.
Oh, no.
Still waiting. I can fill.
Good. How are you? Good.
You're looking well.
And you.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Hey guys, can I squeeze
Sure.
in here? Thanks,
Sure.
man.
Sure.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. Test. Camera's going to turn on. Turn on. Testing 1, 2, 3, test. Yeah.
Drew, if I, as soon as they start, I'm going to.
Yeah, that's fine.
Actually, but I would like to get maybe my question, maybe if I get a question, so I'll keep it on.
Yeah,
actually,
that's fine.
yeah.
Well, we are waiting this news conference that is expected to begin very shortly. You can see, of course, flags behind me in the official states.
Right now, we're still waiting for the governor to arrive here, and other key players are going to be coming up.
We understand the Utah Department of Public Safety
have a press conference. We're inside an auditorium right now on campus, and boy, there's a lot of financial questions still out there, especially if the shooter is still out there. We did see a picture that somebody sent me of some SWAT team members out in the Orem neighborhood there. I don't know if you remember or not, but a little bit earlier we showed you some of those officials racing away as if to go to somewhere close by campus here. I don't know exactly what they were going to look for or anything like that, but somebody did send me a picture of some SWAT team members in a neighborhood there. Can't see an area, so we're not exactly sure what they're looking at. But again, this press conference is expected to start at 4 o'clock right here, and we're expecting the governor to be here, we're expecting the FBI to be here, and also the governor of public safety. This is a podium right here. You see it all set up. We're wanting to be able to talk to this. This is just a real tragedy. I mean, this is not only a local story, very shortly, but even a national story. This is going to be an international story here. So what happened here at UVU today? I did talk to a public affairs individual here on UVU campus. He said that Charlie had about 8 security personnel there with him at that event. They also had several other security personnel from UVU that was also at that event. And so we're still trying to get details. That's right, we still haven't gotten out of it. He told me that there was about 1,500 people gathered together at that event. And when this all went down. So again, we're still trying to find out what safety is. So the FBI is what they're going to be looking at. So
which is over the past several hours, we've been watching as the Utah County SWAT team and other law enforcement have been going building by building players in that area.
Here on campus, students leaving some of the buildings here with their hands to get into this building here, just because they had everything locked down. The doors were locked down, or they were going in by sweeping all the buildings. So it's very clear that maybe they still have not found their shooter, or that they're still making sure that they may not be hiding here on campus. I also saw some video. Someone had sent me some video of possibly someone up on a roof. Again, I'm not able to confirm any of that. I'm not able to say what exactly it was. But again, somebody shot some videos, some cell phone videos of somebody
building by
up on
building.
a
That's what we've been seeing.
And I don't know if that had
This
anything to
will
do
be
with
our
this or
first
not.
chance to get
It appears as
up-to-date
though
information
everyone we talked to that was
official
so close to this was
official
huge.
law
Everyone
enforcement and
that
the
saw this
governor
happen.
about what exactly
Nobody saw the
what they
shooting.
believe
If they have anybody
in
that was finding
and
actually saw
what
the
is
gunman.
planned for
And
the
so
university
there's a
going
lot of
forward.
questions there as to where he may have been, he or she may have been when those shots were fired. But everybody telling me they heard one shot, and then that's when Charlie went down.
We could, if you want to.
Still trying to find out a lot of
That we might. I don't have a lot to say, but I can.
but we'll keep you posted.
I don't know about that because what it would say is that this is a very secure building. Even getting into the building that we are in right now, we were greeted by an officer who was very nice but had an AR-15 strapped to his chest. So, this is heavily secured, and of course the governor, as you pointed out, travels with his own security detail. They're surrounded outside these doors. There are hundreds of law enforcement officers, at least in the area of campus where we are.
Okay.
It is very much in a lockdown setting where we are, which certainly presents its own challenges. We are limited in where we can go. We are in
I lost it.
auditorium where this news conference will take place, and that's where we are limited to.
No, that was the Are you ready? I just have to. Okay, put them on. Oh, okay. You saw them off that charger over there? I got you from my car. These dead ones that you have, put over there, and I'll slap them on the charger. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. If you want to charge up your live video, because we didn't.
Hi, media. My name is Taylor Keys. I'm the Associate Director Director for the Utah Department of Public Safety. I'm Director Andrew Hillary. She's over there. Okay, I'm going to be needy, but since we're running the live stream, I'm going to set up my tripod right here, and I'm going to start it now. We're going to have Roden come up every 5 minutes because, you know, we're already late. And let them know what's happening. But the governor's being briefed over in that other building right now, and then they're going to come over here and hopefully start. But now I can't find Cam. Has anyone seen him?
Okay.
I saw him at the back of the bridge.
Got a little bit more information.
Oh, sorry.
No problem.
I was like, I am not kidding.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do something if you want.
Are they taking us soon?
5, maybe like 5 minutes. That's my sense. Yeah. Okay. No, like maybe in another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutes you start with Roden.
With Roden. Yes.
With Roden.
Yes.
Okay, and then the governor.
Just telling us the time code?
Okay. All right. Yeah, in about 5 minutes they'll start.
Oh, are you gonna get taken soon? Are they taking you?
They might take me soon. Yeah. Just for a minute.
Thank you.
Okay.
Let me.
Cam is a lieutenant now, right?
He is a lieutenant with the Utah Highway Patrol.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Anybody else besides he and the governor?
We will have our commissioner speaking as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then the Attorney General's office, I saw Joe.
But I think it's going to be the FBI representative.
The FBI. Okay. Okay. Very good. I have a little bit more info. Stand by. Okay. Do you want to push to that? Okay. Oh. Yeah, we understand that the people who are going to speak are Lieutenant Cameron Roden with the Department of Public Safety, also Governor Cox, a representative of the FBI, and also the DPS commissioner will be speaking today as well. They're making some last-minute preparations there, so everybody is prepared here at the podium. There are press from all over the state here right now, and we expect with all of those individuals speaking that we'll get the situation related to the investigation, what the FBI is doing to help bring this to some sort of resolution. Has there been a resolution already? What is the status of the investigation? Governor Cox, we understand, is inside the building right now, not in the auditorium, but in the building, getting a briefing on this. And then the DPS commissioner, in terms of the resources that have been galvanized to delve into this as deeply as possible. I mean, just outside this building right now, there are myriad cop cars, fire trucks, paramedics, police dogs. We've seen them as well. Officers in SWAT gear, the long guns, very apparent on campus. All of that is really just outside the door, if you will. So that is a little bit of what we expect to be hearing now. We hope that they're going to be taking some questions, although I can say from my vantage point today, this is the first we've heard sort of an official version of events. So that sometimes conflicts with what and we've heard those stories over and over again. It was a question about gun violence. And then even before Charlie Kirk could pick up the microphone, according to one witness, the shot rang out. Saw Charlie Kirk slump at that point. Most people did not go to help. There were some who did, at least according to the witness statements. Others tried to beat it out of that quad as quickly as possible, the outdoor space where this event was taking place. And so that's where many people tried to get as quickly as possible away from the source of the gunfire. Where exactly that gunfire came from, we don't know. And in terms of the suspect, what do we know about the person who was taken into custody briefly What do we know about that individual? And then what was it that led to that person being released? And then the current suspect right now, is there any information? Is there a description? Is there a profile? Is there a call for video? Those are some of the questions. This is an associate director of the Department of Public Safety right now. I think these are preview remarks, but we should very quickly now.
An update every 5 minutes until the actual press conference starts. Also, if you guys need water, our UVU hosts are kind, and they have brought some because I know it's hot and we're all in one room together.
Okay, so again, that's okay, Cameron. Nice to see you. So Lieutenant Roden is nearby. This is going to happen in a couple of stages. The DPS and Utah Highway Patrol will be speaking first about the situation, perhaps the current status of the whole milieu of events on campus. Then we're going to be hearing eventually from the governor. The governor apparently is not ready yet, so that's going to happen later. First, we're going to hear though from DPS, and again, a lot of these, a lot of this is preparatory. These things never happen or seldom happen on time. It may take a little. And then there's the other issue here of what is new, perhaps in the last half hour. Are there some new developments that need to be processed first, and that everyone is clear on what the circumstances, what the facts are, before they share them with us? Because there's already been that situation today where
mic check 1 2 3 1 2 3 check 1 2 3 4 5
that's
6.
something else that may be addressed here as well. To get all of those individuals together quickly is notable. The other question might be, however, why didn't we hear something 2 hours ago, or closer to the shooting scene? There may be a good explanation for that. We don't know. But the lieutenant for DPS, Cameron Roden, will speak first. The governor, the FBI, the DPS commissioner. Again, I did see a representative from the Attorney General's office here, but it doesn't appear that individual is going to be part of the formal remarks today. So that's the situation here. We are all waiting word with a certain sense of anxiety and trepidation here, because not having the official version of events, and then when you hear them, sometimes they can be jarring. The different perspectives from around that quad and even outside of it are one thing, but to hear it, an official recounting of the events through the investigation is really quite another. And I'm going to yell up and just see, Lieutenant, are you soon to take the podium?
Yes, we're just waiting. There's a command meeting right now.
All right.
So they wrap up that command meeting, then they'll start heading this way.
I see. Okay, and the command meeting is with whom? Are you able to say?
The chief, commissioner, governor.
Okay. All right. So we just heard word that there is, quote, a command meeting that is going on right now with the chief, he described it. Which chief is a little unclear to me. The commissioner of the Department of Public Safety and the governor. And once that breaks, they will have something more to tell us here. So we will get back to this as soon as it happens. We're in a waiting period here at UVU. Brian Malahi, KUTV 2 News. Okay. And are you making statements before they do?
No.
Okay.
So they're just kind of running they're doing a briefing, and then they're just running the We should have about 2 minutes before they finish that, and then it'll be about a 5-minute walk over here. So about 7 minutes out, maybe slightly more.
Okay, now you can tell that to the live, okay?
Okay.
3, 2,
We should be beginning our briefing on the UVU incident here shortly. That should begin in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're just waiting for individuals involved in this to work their way over to our briefing location.
Sorry, say that again, KJ. Are you coming in next?
Eyes, please.
Look good?
Give that a good smack. I did too. Yeah, I feel like I was stronger. Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay. Is your shot good? I'll stay there.
Yeah, that's correct. We're inside an auditorium here on campus right now, where a press conference is expected to take place any minute now. We've just got basically about a 7-minute warning that the press conference will be starting here shortly. This is where we'll be happening up here. All the major players, of course, will be here for this press conference. We're expecting the governor to be showing up, along with also the FBI and the Department of Public Safety. So again, this is a case that's going to go international, of course. A lot of people wanting a lot of answers as to what went wrong here, what happened, and just a lot of fear, of course, on campus from students as far as what they saw, the trauma they experienced, and then also coming back to school, you know, what this is going to be like. And so, again, I think the main questions we want to be able to try and answer right now is, do they have any idea where this shooter may be at this time? Or if they have any indication as to if he's still on campus or not, or what they're finding and those kind of things. Also, as far as the security goes, I did talk to somebody from the UVU Public Affairs Department. They told me that Charlie had about 8 security officers or so, personal security officers with him, and then they also had UVU security officers there. And so, what exactly, you know, obviously from the video that we see of what happened there, they weren't standing necessarily right next to him there, but he was open enough to where somebody could shoot and fire those gunshots. Now, where that gunfire came from is the other big question. Everyone we've been talking to here, nobody seems to have seen an actual gunman or somebody that actually fired that gun and where that shot came from. All they say is that they heard that gunshot go off and then they saw Charlie throw. So again, we're getting video, as you guys have been mentioning there, the station and other things. We're starting to see video merge in of people showing somebody.
Just giving about a 2 minutes.
Somebody in another location. And so, again, that's all speculation right now, but those are videos that police are going to be looking at. We're hoping to be able to get some answers to from FBI. And again, we're hoping probably within the next 5 minutes or so that this press conference will be starting. We do start to see some people starting to file in here, and so we might be getting something here pretty soon as to when this may start. But we'll go ahead and get it back to you guys, and of course, as soon as this takes place, we'll take it live here, and hopefully we can be able to get some of these answers. Back to you.
If we can have you get ready for the press conference, we're going to be starting.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. At this press conference, we will first hear from Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot in an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake Field Office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Jimenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion.
I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to 2 young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now, to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah. Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American. We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. Okay. That is correct. Who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where? How long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooting?
Do you want to talk about what we know there?
Yeah. The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it, but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where did the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at a fair, potentially from a roof. Yes, a longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did FBI or DHS have anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak.
I'll just say that the investigation is ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involvement?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Can you talk a little about the security of the event itself? Who was there security-wise, and what happens on these kind of events?
So my name is Jeff Long. I'm the police chief here at UVU, and I'll tell you right now, we are devastated. We're a small police department. We have a very large campus. We have over 40,000 students, and we love our students. We love our visitors, and we're devastated by what happened today. This is the police chief's nightmare. I'm very saddened for the Kirk family. I know his wife and parents found out about this. Obviously he's away from home. He's here in Utah, and they find out by a police officer that visits their home. That's tragic. Nobody wants that. But I can tell you about our venue today. This was an open venue. This was outside. We did have 6 officers working that event. We had probably over 3,000 people that were in attendance. It sat down in kind of a bowl area here on the central campus. We have a waterfall area, and so he was kind of in a lower area, surrounded by buildings. We had some plainclothes police officers that were in the crowd as well. We train for these things, and you think you have things covered, and these things, unfortunately, they happen. You try to get your bases covered, and unfortunately today we didn't. And because of that, we had this tragic incident. So we did have officers there. We had Charlie Kirk's team. He has a security team that travels with him, and they were here with him when he was shot.
Was the gun recovered?
I'm sorry, see?
Was the weapon recovered?
At this point, I can't disclose that.
Who made the arrest?
There was a question being asked about mass shooting. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
Say the question again. I don't know if I understand what you're saying.
When Charlie Kirk was shot, he was answering a question about mass shootings specifically. Was that person apprehended, and do you know who asked that question?
I do not. We do not have that at this moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have time for just one more question, so thank you.
Yeah, a question for the chief as well. Was it your team or Kirk's team or a combination of both that kind of set the security protocol for the event?
So we work together. You know, he has his team, and they do this all over the country. We all know that. This is not uncommon for them. They're very comfortable on campuses, and I was coordinating with his lead security guy, and so yeah, we were working together.
Was this a sharpshooter type shot? Was this a
Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions that will be answered today. Again, thank you for covering this. We will be updating you as soon as we have additional information through normal channels, working with law enforcement. Again, our deepest condolences to the Kirk family and to the students who were there today. I would just ask everyone everywhere to please pray for their family and to pray for our country. We need it now more than ever. Thank you.
To our media partners, we will be sending a release out with updates through one channel of information, whether it's DPS or FBI. So please make sure that you fill out the Google form with updates specific to this incident. Thank you.
Thanks for all your help. This is ours.
Yeah, it's a very strong word of government box here in regards to what happened here. Obviously, a real tragedy. He is pulling this, if you will. Political assassination. Somebody that came after Charlie Kirk and wanted to take him out. And so we believe right now, from what's been happening as far as what they were able to tell us, they do have a person of interest in custody. They also have another person that they're looking at, but they're not saying whether or not the two are related. So again, one person in custody here. Is that the actual shooter? We don't know, but they did say he is a person of interest. And as far as them looking for others, they say they're still canvassing the area. They're still canvassing the campus to try and see if anybody else has any other information. Now, we had mentioned a little bit earlier that we're starting to see cell phone video coming in. Possibly somebody up on the roof. Well, they did say, at least Department of Public Safety said that they do.
Yeah.
So again, this is like a rifle and sharpshooter. To be able to shoot from up there would be a very difficult shot. He did get really hot from here. And it hit him right in the neck.
Stand by. Okay.
And so, I've seen him around town. One of those situations where the still continuing shows up at a lot of different and so he was someone that we had seen in various videos posted to social media. Others that were armed and ready. He said they were doing the best they can to being taken into custody, but as you heard the governor and others say, he is not. He has, however, been booked into jail on suspicion of obstruction of justice, but authorities want to make it clear that he is not the person that they have taken into custody as a person of interest in connection with shooting. What we also did find out was that this shot was fired once from someone with dark clothing, and it was from the distance away on a route, which again, as the governor called it, a political assassination that took place here. And you saw a very emotional Governor Spencer Cox, as he was expressing a lot of frustration with the state of the nation right now. Certainly the hyper-polarized politics that we have been experiencing, calling obviously for the temperature to come down and people to engage. You know, he certainly spoke in defense of Charlie Kirk, who is a controversial figure in himself, saying that he would go to campuses which are places where ideas are formulated and debates take place, and people defend their viewpoints, and there's at least an exchange of ideas, as you heard the governor pointing out there. But obviously, when it comes to the actual investigation into the shooting, we still have a lot we do not know. But we once again did get.
Yeah, I think we learned several new things here. One, the person they have in custody is described as a person of interest. They're not identifying who that is. Another question I had hoped to get to them is he a student here at UVU? We don't know. There was no real mention of that. In addition, I think we also learned here today that that the person fired, they think, from the roof of the building, and that the person was dressed in black. So there were surveillance cameras as well that apparently also were part of the reason that this individual was taken into custody. George Zim is the person who was identified first as the suspect. That person was released because he did not match the description. But there may be some questions about him because he is in jail on potential obstruction of justice. So we have a person of interest in black firing from the roof, they think, and then we have the second individual who had been taken into custody previously on a possible obstruction charge. We also heard here, and I agree that we ought not to, at this early stage necessarily, second guess the security. But 6 officers with thousands of people, 6, along with the security detail for Charlie Kirk, there were no checks going into this event, according to the people I've spoken with. There was no one asking for tickets. No one was. So that is something that I think is going to bear more questioning in the future. There will be more questions about that and whether this was adequate. I think a lot of people, though, were thinking, okay, Charlie Kirk comes to town, he speaks, he mixes it up with some students, gets a lot of support, and then he moves on. And so this was thought of perhaps as not being an event where security needed to be heightened. But 6 officers, I think there will be a lot of questions about that. Perhaps wide open event on the quad with a person firing from the roof, maybe security wouldn't have mattered. But then the question of how did that person get up there? What other circumstances were there? And so I think there are we heard a lot of new information here today. The FBI seems to be focused. DPS seems to be focused. Maybe we'll get some more answers tonight on whether or not this individual is identified as a suspect and charged, booked into jail. And Governor Cox today also mentioned something I thought was interesting. We will hold you to justice. Whoever did this will hold you to justice, and specifically then mentioned, I remind you, we still have the death penalty here in Utah. So we're going to be keeping on at this, and we'll hopefully get a little bit more information this evening. New information today, finally, some new information late in the day, and more to come. Live at UVU, Brian Malahi, KUTV2 News. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
How about test? Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. No, we haven't. We haven't. I'm using the stick mic now. Yeah. Okay.
You're still with the FBI. Okay, thanks.
I am, yeah. I'm good. Okay. Okay. We should step out for the next one. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, and we learned a number of things at this news conference. Person of interest in custody not being identified. Shot fired from a roof. Person dressed in black. How did that person get on the roof? Who is that individual? We don't know. Nobody here would say. 6 police officers assigned to the security detail for that event today, as well as the security for Charlie Kirk's tour. So not a lot of security. Witnesses have been telling us that. People who attended the event said that. They could walk right in. They could walk right in, get very close to the front. Nobody asked them about what they were carrying. No one asked them to open any of their bags. There was no security there. It might not have made a difference if an individual was at the top of the roof. And was this a sniper fire? Was this an individual who had a great deal of expertise? How planned was this shooting, this killing today? Number of questions that are still out there. There is a tip line that is going to be started by DPS and the FBI right now. If you have any information, you're urged to contact police. Investigators want to get as much video as they possibly can. Photos too. Whatever they can get of the scene at the time of the shooting today. The individual who was taken into custody earlier may be facing obstruction of justice charges. That individual is not believed to be the shooter, but the person who is now described as a person of interest may be. So that is what we learned here this afternoon. Governor Cox making a big appeal for more civility, and he has tried to do that with his disagree better approach throughout the country. But he said today, there's nothing that he can say that will bring Charlie Kirk back. There's nothing that he can say that will change the trajectory of the hatefulness that leads to violence in the country. But it's got to stop. He did remind whoever fired that fatal shot today that Utah will seek that individual out, will impose the maximum penalty, and he said directly, we still have the death penalty. Live at UVU. Just inside the auditorium where the news conference happened and where we could get more information this evening. Brian Malahi, KUTV 2 News.